Hey guys, it's Megan, and I know I was supposed to do the Q&A a while ago, but a couple stuff came up, like my laptop getting blue screened, family being over, MetroCon, and my voice being out. So I had to reinstall everything I needed on my computer, etc., etc. So it's time for me to do the Q&A, and I'm going to warn that this may or may not be unedited, because I might send it to Robin and have her bleep stuff for me. I like to curse. I curse a lot. So I apologize. And if you ever hear barking, I have 2 dogs. And one of them is she's a guard dog, kind of-ish. She's a pit mix. Her name's Maka. Yes, I have a Soul Eater named dog. She barks whenever somebody comes into the house and people are, starting to come home now. So I apologize. I'm going to attempt to answer as many questions as I can, but a lot of people gave me, a lot of questions. So I will attempt, if it's really, really fast, I apologize. So, with that said, I'm going to start out with Julia Long, who asked, what type of anime do I like, and do you read anything by Clamp? I like just about anything as long as it isn't mind-numbingly stupid or really sexual with underage people. That's why I don't like Yuri. And do I read anything by Clamp? Yes. I read things by Clamp a lot. I've read Clover, Son of Chobits, Tsubasa Holic, Angelic Layer, Cardcaptor Sakura. Some of Wish, I think. And Kobato. Dan Cooper asks, Lilo and Stitch had an anime version called Stitch with various changes to the cast and setting, among other things. Aside from Studio Ghibli films, what would you like to see? Would you like to see other Disney products from the past get an anime treatment? And what anime would I like to see get a live action? I don't want to see anything Disney anime-wise, because Disney already does a good job by itself. There's a reason that they're so good at what they do, and people, appreciate what they do. And number 2, Studio Ghibli is not owned by Disney. They're their own separate gang. Disney just owns the right to their licensing. To which, if I'm going to break the cardinal rule of not pimping out anybody, go watch J.O.'s stuff on Miyazaki, because it's awesome, and she does a good job with it. And yes, I do love watching ThatGuyWithTheGlasses.com, and if anybody wants to know, I am a huge fan of Critic, Nash, J.O., sometimes Todd and Lindsay, mostly J.O. and Nash now. I love Doctor Who, and Nash does great Doctor Who stuff. And some of Own Citizen. Own Citizen's shit's hilarious, too. And Film Brain. Also, what anime would I like to see get a live-action treatment? None. They're animated for a reason. Stop making things in a live-action. Which is saying that not everything needs to be an anime, because the Hanakimi live actions are actually pretty good, and if you're asking, holy shit, she's seen Hanakimi. Yes, I have! My friends loved Hanakimi. Usanji Tsukino asked, taking out a long list of questions that roll all the way to China, what was my first anime? When did I start being an otaku? Are you into shoujo anime? What would you say is your favorite? Who is my favorite Bishi? What anime would you like to see over and over again? Am I asking too many questions? Pant. Upmark you. Okay, first question. My first anime was Fruits Basket, because that's how I knew what anime was. When did I start being an otaku? Middle school. Am I into shoujo? Probably. We all know Bakuno is my favorite anime. Who's my favorite Bishi? Probably Loki from Fairy Tail, or Soul from Soul Eater if Soul counts. What is the anime you like to see over and over again? Bakuno. I'm asking too many questions. No. People have asked more. Jacob Tilson asks, what anime do I think is underrated and what do I think is overrated besides the big 3? I don't think One Piece is overrated. I think One Piece is perfectly fine for the amount of praise it gets, because it's that good. I just don't like to watch it or read it because it's too long. Overrated, we all know I think K-on's overrated, or at least if you haven't heard this, I don't think K-on's a very good anime. Underrated, probably the second season of Negima, Kobato, and Bakuno. Mario asks, what do you think we as fans can do to keep more dubbing companies? Oh, shoot. I missed a bunch of questions by Jacob. I'm sorry. What is my favorite genre of anime? I don't have one. If I did, I would just say anything that's good. Thoughts on Toonami coming back? Yay. I was part of that movement to get it back, because I freaked out like a 12-year-old on April Fool's Day for that. And I attempt to watch as much as I can, but I've been really busy lately, so. Oh, shoot. Yeah, okay, I did read all this. I don't know what Bethesda is. One death I was happy to see, Shout Tucker. I think we all know why I was happy to see Shao Tucker die. Oh yeah, and Alois Trancy, because I hated Alois Trancy. And what is the saddest death that didn't appear or was mentioned in the top 10? Okay, I didn't work for them when there was that, but I kind of got Robin to watch Blue Exorcist. So that's why Blue Exorcist was in there. I'm not gonna say L, because we all knew that was coming, and I guess Ace was really sad, but I'm not that much of a One Piece fan. What is I don't remember her name, but the grandma in Summer Wars, because I relate to the family in Summer Wars a lot, and that made me cry. So, that. Now we can go to Mario. What do we think we can keep, as fans, we can keep doing to keep more dub companies from closing? Buy things, watch legal streams, don't support fan subs, don't illegally download, just watch things legally. And what do I prefer to watch dubbed instead of subbed? Baccano, Soul Eater, Angelic Lair. I watch almost everything dubbed. I don't particularly like watching subs, mostly because I'm too lazy to read it. But I will watch something subbed. Jacob also asks... Oh, no, wait. Yeah, I'm going to upload this to YouTube. Obviously, that's how you're going to watch it. Abraham asks if you were to review other things like movies or video games, would you still do it if anime wasn't? Yes, because I like movies. Melissa asks, what is my favorite Clamp anime or manga, and what do I think of the Vampire Knight English dub? My favorite Clamp anime is Angelic Lair. My favorite manga is probably Tsubasa. And I thought the Vampire Knight dub sucked. Miscastings everywhere. Why was Vic Zero? Why? You could have had Yuri Lowenthal or Troy Baker or somebody better. It's not that anything Vic's a bad voice actor. I thought he should have been Headmaster Cross. That was my bet, him being Headmaster Cross. Especially after I saw Soul Eater where he was Maka's dad and it was f***ing perfect. See, I already said one F-bomb. I apologize for nothing. Jen asks, what is my favorite characters from Durarara? Celty, Shinra, Erica, and Walker. And what food do I hate? I don't like fish. I hate fish. Dana asks, if I could be in any anime as one of the characters, what anime would the pick be? I don't know, it'd probably be Miria from Baccano, because Miria is immortal and kind of an idiot. So, Miria from Baccano. I would pick Sayaka from Madoka Magica, but we all know what happens to Sayaka, and when I'm emotional, I'm very much like Sayaka. Abraham asks if I could travel to Japan, what places would I visit? Kyoto Nara Park, because I want to pet a Nara deer and take one home, even though it's technically illegal to hurt them, because they're cute, and you can feed them cookies. And Fujiku Highland, but I just kind of want to go to Japan just to go all crazy tourist on them. Terry asks, Huggles, all of the Huggles. Sarah asks my favorite anime couples. I have too many. Probably Soul Maka, Amu Iketo, Utao Kukai, Lelouch C2. Too many to name. I need a shipping wall. 5 points if you know what a shipping wall is at this point of the video. So I'll probably explain to you why one of my things I like later. Alfred Autumn asks, if I could live in any country besides my own, where would you live? And if I could have any anime or manga characters roommate, who would it be? If I didn't live in America, I'd probably live in Canada. Mostly because I like hockey, and people there would understand my feelings about it. But I couldn't watch the Lightning, so that would make me cry. That or Belgium. And if I could have any anime manga characters roommate, who would it be? I wouldn't want any of them as a roommate, because my roommate's already awesome. Both of them are. Rihanna and Sam are perfect, beautiful people. And they're amazing. / we all have Avenger skills. Julia asks two things, which is, do I like Fullmetal Alchemist or Brotherhood at all, and do I play any Zelda games? I played Skyward Sword, and I finally beat that game. After, like, months. And it was awesome. And do I like Fullmetal Alchemist or Brotherhood? Yes, I love the Fullmetal Alchemist manga. Hiromi Arikawa is my favorite mangaka. That and Silver Spoon are beautiful series. I just like the first anime more because Brotherhood felt so, at points, soulless, because I had read the manga already. I was reading the manga in high school by the time, like, the beginning of Brotherhood came out. I was on the arc where they got to pick up Armstrong's sister. And I finished the manga before the anime was finished. And a lot of stuff in the first anime was pretty damn good for only being, like, 5.5 volumes. And I'm not knocking Arikawa because I don't know how much she had an influence on the actual anime. I just prefer the original anime and the manga over Brotherhood. Carrie asks, what is my all-time favorite romance anime? I don't have one. I don't know. Does Kobato count? Or Millennium Snow. Millennium Snow is awesome. Bisco Hattori, finish that. Ying Thao asks, do I have a boyfriend? Yes, I have a boyfriend. My boyfriend's name is Dan, and he is amazing. And he got me into a lot of things like Doctor Who and Homestuck. For anybody asking, yes, I read Homestuck, don't think I'm weird. And I got him into ponies. Yeah, I got him into My Little Pony. But we've been dating for almost 5 years at the point of me recording this, and he's my best friend, and I love him very much. And somehow he puts up with my bullshit. They also ask, how has anime affected your opinion on life? I don't know. I just like it, and it kind of made me a more open person, and helped me meet, like, a bunch of my friends. So there's that. Justin asked 2 questions, one regarding anime and one regarding not. What is my favorite anime, and what is my take on the Harry Potter book movie series? We all know, seriously, if I have to answer this again, you guys are all gonna get drunk. We all know my favorite anime is Baccano. And my take on the Harry Potter book series movies. I'm going to sound really old, but Harry Potter came out when I was in, like, elementary school. Compared to a lot of people I know. I was in elementary school when Harry Potter came out. People I know hadn't been born yet. Yeah, I have friends that young. I'm almost 21. And because I volunteer at a library, I do meet a lot of people who are younger than me. I like the books. I just never finished them all because at one point I just said, f Harry Potter, and stopped and got back into it in college. And I like the movies. I like the movies a lot. I just haven't seen all of them. I like the last 2. Okay, the funniest things my friends will ever say was when I was watching the first one night, my university does free movies on the lawn. We usually get, like, all the really popular movies, so crossing my fingers for the Avengers this year. We were sitting there, and the snake pops out, and before it I said, I swear to God, if the snake pops out, I'm gonna punch you in the face, to one of my friends, Tiffany, and it did, and I jumped on top of her screaming. So yes, I do like the movies. Anime question. Deanna says, I heard you have a crush on Sebastian Michaels. What do you find most attractive about him? I have a crush on Jim. I don't have a crush on Sebastian. Everyone knows my shameless anime crush was Soul from Soul Eater. And her non-anime question is, do you like any superheroes? Who is your favorite male and female superhero? My favorite male superhero is Green Arrow. I like Green Arrow. My favorite female one, I don't know, Black Canary, because I hell out of Black Canary. Green Lantern. Oliver is so cute. He's voiced by Alan Tudyk in Young Justice. I love Alan Tudyk. Melissa asks, what do I think of the Avengers movie? Holy crap! If you haven't, like, listened to me on the Facebook, or if you don't follow me on Twitter or Tumblr, I am obsessed with the Avengers. Oh my god, it was gloriously beautiful. As I'm saying this, my little Hawkeye stuff is, like, staring me in the face shamelessly. I like the Avengers a lot, and you are all hearing me openly fangirl weep over this. I found cosplayers at MetroCon and proceeded to almost stalk them all weekend like a creeper. And they're fantastic people. I have a few of them really named, but when I eventually get the MetroCon, like, pictures up, you're going to find Perfect Human Loki, whose name is David in real life, and he is amazing, and he was singing Dr. Horrible. But yeah, I like the Avengers. I really like the Avengers. I've seen the movie 4 times. I really like that movie, and I cannot wait for it to be on DVD. So yeah. Sarah asks, what is the naughtiest thing I've done in my childhood, and what are my favorite musicals? I don't know. I cut my head open once when I was a kid. Does that count? And my favorite musicals are The Lion King and Avenue Q. And Harry Potter, a Harry Potter musical, and the Jurassic Park musical. And I really want to sing the dinosaur song. Robin asked, who's the leader of the club that's made for you and me? Sorry, Megan, Robin. I don't know. If it's the Reapers Club, it's you. I remember I made the name up. It's probably you. Lucia Luzanq asks, what couples do I look in Fairy Tail? Did you know there's a Japanese artist called W/in? They've sang the 6th, 7th openings of Fairy Tail and okay, end of question. I like Loki and Lucy as a couple, and I haven't watched that much of Fairy Tail. Sorry. Samuel asked, how did you, Robin, Anna, and Ellie, etc. meet? How and why did you join Anime America podcast? Who do I cosplay as? What kind of music do you listen to? What made you interested in majoring in what you major? And what anime are you interested in? And what's my favorite Western graphic novel, cartoon, and movies? How did I meet Robin? Like, we're at the 15-minute mark and I finally get to say this. I met Robin at MegaCon one year when I thought she was a dude dressed as Zero. We hit it off. Last year, she asked me to help judge the AMV contest because she was short-staffed, and she hasn't gotten rid of me since. Do I cosplay? Yes. Who do I cosplay as? I used to cosplay as Ken Kuro from Naruto, Medusa for Soul Eater. A bunch of stuff. Right now, I do Apple Bloom for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I kind of do the TARDIS from Doctor Who. I'm working on a Bruce Banner, two different Bruce Banner cosplays, and Nanao from Nichijou, and a bunch of other shit. So there's that. And who would I want to cosplay as? I still want to do one of List from Okami-san and Satsuki's cosplay form from Negima. What made me interested in mass communications? Anime. And I do behind the scenes television broadcasting is my focus. What got me particularly interested in anime? Somebody was reading Fruits Basket at my table, and her name was Carrie, and she got me interested from there. And yes, Baccano is my favorite anime, and my first obsession was Fruits Basket and Naruto. What is my favorite Western graphic novels? Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and Homestuck. Homestuck counts in that. Cartoons, oh god, I could spend a whole episode listing, like, favorite cartoons. I love the Avatar series, Korra and Airbender, Zetman Showdown, Danny Phantom, My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, just a bunch of them. And my favorite movies are The Lion King, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Zombieland, and The Avengers. Beth asks, what is my favorite shape? I guess circle. Favorite kind of box? I don't have one. Favorite princess or Power Ranger? Rapunzel and Bridge from SPD. Most hilarious thing that ever happened to me while I was recording, not. My power went out during recording once. That was kind of hilarious. No, it wasn't, because I got to kind of see Harry Potter. And what happened to me in front of Chuck Huber, but ask Robin, she tells it better. Sydney asks, if I could be in an anime, which one would you be? Probably Baccano. Non-anime, what's my lifelong dream? To have a good job and be happy. Get married. Work for Funimation. Maybe work on the Avengers. Meet Mark Ruffalo and the rest of the Avengers cast. And Squee. How many licks does it take to get to a center of a Tootsie Pop? 3. Maria Cruz asks, do I like Kodacha? Yes, I do like Kodacha. I liked Kodacha. Angelica asks, when I was younger, what job did I want? I wanted to be a marine biologist at SeaWorld. Brandon asks, with Toonami coming back, what was your favorite anime from Toonami? Probably Card Captors. And if I could run Adult Swim, what would I do to improve the network? Make an adult's part and a kid's part, and show kid-friendly stuff on the kid's part and adult-friendly stuff on the other part. So I want to see Panty and Stocking on there because the Panty and Stocking dub's hilarious. Marcus asks, what are my thoughts on My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, and who is my favorite Pokemon, and if Legend of Zelda had an anime, would I watch it? I like My Little Pony Friendship is Magic a lot. I'm part of a cosplay group in Florida, and I help run it. I cosplay as Apple Bloom. She's my favorite character. I think the show is awesome. Who's my favorite Pokemon? Glaceon. If Legend of Zelda had an anime, would I watch it? It had one. It was part of the Super Mario Brothers show. Well, excuse me, princess. My favorite Zelda game, Skyward Sword, because it's the only one I've ever played. Maria asked, did I ever go to Anime Expo? No. I almost went and I couldn't go. Have you ever visited a foreign country? I'm going to Europe. My hometown is Land O'Lakes. Insert HS for my high school. How do I describe myself? Crazy. Do you like Pink Lemonade? Yes. I'll get to the Twilight one really quick. Do I speak another language? I speak a little Chisai Nihongo. Chisai Nihongo. It's burning crazy here in California. Where it's like where you're at. It's hot in Florida too. Do I like Twilight? Not anymore. I used to love Twilight, but I was the perfect target audience single out freshman girl. I will admit that I got over it. I just grew up out of it. You grow out of things, but I do like certain parts of it. And I have explained to people, like, there are guy friends I talk to, they're like, how can you like Twilight? I'm like, well, there are certain parts of it that are actually pretty good. It's just that the author kind of sucks. Because, for the record, Rosalie probably is one of my favorite moments in fiction. Her revenge was amazing. Kill all the people in the wedding dress. And Jasper was a pretty cool character, too. So I do like parts of it, I'm not obsessed with it, / want to have sex with anybody on the cast. So I don't like it that much. I'm at the last questions. And I'm only at 20 minutes in. So I'm sorry if this was all rambly and stuff, but I'll answer a couple other questions. If I ever watched or heard of Precure, yes, I just haven't watched it. And now back to somebody who asked, do I read graphic novels? I read Homestuck. And I'm going to sound like a total asshat, but I'm actually one of the people who've read the entire thing. I like Homestuck a lot, and it gets a bad rap, especially the fandom for being kind of crazy obnoxious. And they're not. I know a very amazing amount of people that help run it. Murr, Alexandria, Ashley, Hanari. They're great people in Florida. So if you do go to a Florida con and you've ever been part of the Homestuck shoot, those are the people that run it. My favorite character is Nepeta. So say what you will about me. Favorite movies, I'd mentioned The Lion King. That's nostalgia goggles trapped to the side of my face and will always be my favorite movie. Rocky Horror, I have actually seen Rocky Horror. Like, I actually have watched it without screaming at it. And it's a great movie, and it's probably one of my favorite movies. Do I like to scream at it? Hell yeah, because you get to yell some pretty funny stuff at it. That's that. And then, of course, somebody asked, do I like the Avengers? Yes, I love the Avengers. I am a Joss Whedon person. I actually like Joss Whedon. I've watched Firefly. Not all of it. I've watched it. I've watched Serenity. I've watched the Serenity movie. It made me cry. I love Alan Tudyk, so yeah, that's it. So I guess thanks for listening. I apologize for my voice being very scratchy and the cursing, but keep watching us. Bye.